Hi, I'm Jim. Welcome to part 2 of my construction of a table for all my stuff in this shop. As I mentioned in the first one, I love this shop. I'm sitting out here. Right now, the temperatures are probably in the teens Fahrenheit. I just have a couple little electric space heaters going in here, and I'm comfortable. It's wonderful. So the first part, I built that base there. It's got that drop center so the air compressor can roll in there and still keep this at a decent level underneath this. Right now I'm laying out where everything needs to go. I have my plans here drawn to sub-millimeter precision approximately. And I'm trying to lay out where all of the holes need to go on this table for dust collection. So I want a single dust collection system where I can plug in. I'll have a port on each end, and I just want to be able to plug in and go. So the joiner, a hole about there, a hole about there for the band or disc sander. There'll be a little shelf on this end. The drill press goes there. The bandsaw goes there. I'll have to work out exactly where that hole goes when I get it in place. That's going to be a funny one. This kind of small diameter thing. And we'll be adjusting the heights of each of these, like the disc sander table and this table are the same height, so that just the disc sander works like an extension of this. And that way I'm going to have this all set up so I can basically spin it around and get to whatever tool I need and have everything plugged in one place, and I don't take up a lot of floor space given the number of tools I have here. So, having the holes marked, I got to figure out essentially ductwork, how I'm going to do this. Okay, so I've got my holes laid out. This hole can kind of move around a bit. That's about where that one should go, I think. The air compressor is going to be tucked in under here, so I can't put too much underneath it. I have a support here on one side of that cutout for the air compressor. This is the support for the other leg, So it means the port essentially has to go in here. If I use 1x4, I'll be 3.5. I'll build essentially a tunnel under here, or plenum. Make it about it'll be 3.5 inches deep because I'm using 1x4 for the sides, and we make it about 6 inches across. That will give me room to kind of move these holes a little bit if I have to, less likely to miss, and give me a decent area. So figure there to there. And I'm really just going to kind of eyeball this thing. And yeah, we'll miss that. We'll get this into our range here. So this would be one edge of that duct. And I'll move it over 6 inches. Other edge. When I get down to this end, working upside down confused me here. This is the drill press and the shelf end over here. Drill press shelf, miter saw, sander. So the air compressor comes in this way. Did I do this backwards? No, the drill press is here. Bandsaw is there. Okay. I got the shelf going across, right across there, and the compressor goes in underneath it. Right here is the miter. And the disc sander's down here. Okay, so then when I put this top on, this corner here goes there. Yeah. So that means I want to have my port over here, not over there. I've got 13 and a half inches. And there will be a 3.5 inch, yeah, 3.5, so 10 inches right there, and 3.5 there. So the port has to go here. That end's okay. I can leave that end alone. Doesn't matter. This end, basically, I need to go something like there and there. And I can aim it like that. And this one goes all the way to that side. Okay. And this line means nothing. This line goes away. That line goes away. That'll work. Okay, so the hole will go right here at this intersection, that hole goes there, that end stays the same. I got the port here, which is over there, so the air compressor can go under here. Yeah. Okay, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. A little complicated, but, you know. That means this angle is 58 degrees. I'll have to cut that on an angle. I'll have to cut one of these on an angle. If it doesn't come out perfect, I can fudge it, you know. So that's 90 plus what I really want. 37 degrees. I want 90 minus 37 for the angle on that. And this angle over here, that's 70. So I'll cut 20 degrees on the end. And this piece, there's no reason I just can't run it all the way to the other end. Just to run a stiffener the length of the board to keep it from sagging. I like that idea. And this, just go to here to there. And that will go hit that. No, I'll cut, this has to get cut here. So this one runs from here to there. It's okay, it's still stiffening most of that. And then I have this board here to stiffen it, and I'll just be carrying a load there. That'll be fine. That'll be just fine. The bandsaw sits there. It's not very heavy. This sander's not heavy. I got something over here underneath the drill press. The joiner has got this piece going across here. Yeah. Okay. So now that I've drawn it with plus or minus a couple thousandths here, at least, you know, I'm going to cut some sticks and we'll see what happens. Okay, now this end piece here is going to have my port for the dust collection. It's 4-inch outside diameter to fit my hose. That's going to go here, but obviously I can't put it in a piece of 1x4 because it's bigger than 1x4, which is 3.5. So I'm going to use a piece of 1x6 on this end here, just run that all the way across. On the other end, because of the compressor and stuff, I won't do 1x6. I'll use 2 pieces of 1x4 and one going all the way across to support the end, and then another one just running from here to here stacked on top of it so I can stick this in there. Okay, that'll work. So I need to cut this, needs to be 1x6. And that needs to be 42 minus 1.5 inches, so it's 40.5 inches. Well, I just came in from outside, coming back from the house, and I checked the thermometer. It's 5 degrees out there. I don't know whose idea that was, but I'm not sold. Okay, so anyhow, this will be the piece that goes on the end. It's 1x6, so I got enough meat. I can put that on there. I guess I might as well just center that. So that's 4 inches on the outside. This is 5.5. So gives me 3/4 on the top and 3/4 on the bottom. Drill some holes from the top, this side, so I can figure out where to put the screws from underneath. And when I do that on the diagonal pieces, if I drill the holes, I can, if I flip it over, I can connect the dots and put in my other stuff. In this direction, this is about where this motor goes. Problem is, I need to move it this way. And you know, that the old board I had it on. Actually, I should go measure that. I got it right here. Okay, so it's 3.5 inches from the outside face, which I got 1.5 inches. So that would put the motor holes like right here. So I'm looking at another 2 inches, which puts this almost up against there. Now I can have this in a couple inches from where it was on the previous board. That's not a problem. But I do have to move the motor there. So I'm going to cut a hole here and slide the motor in a bit and drill the holes to mount it, and then I'll take care of the rest of the dust collection. But nice to know that the motor and the dust collection stuff fits. So this is going to work. I'm going to mark the holes here for the motor bolts, and then I'll drill those, and that'll make it ready to put the motor in. I'll have to put something on here because it's sticking out past the end. I was just looking at this tag here. This is a Craftsman. It says power tool motor. This used to be my dad's joiner. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. He had this when I was a kid. This tag's been on this cord ever since, I believe. I don't remember what kind of table he had it mounted on. It's been mounted a couple times in different tables, but yeah, that's amazing. It's held up all these years. Stored outside when I was building my garage, and then it went to my hangar and hung out there for a couple of years, and it's still there. So whatever. Okay, I'll mount the drill the holes for the motor, and then that's off my mind. I don't have to worry about that. I'll figure out where the slot needs to go here for the belt. I can cut that, and then we'll finish up with the dust collection stuff. Okay, so looking at what I had before, the hole started about 1/2 inch this side of the center of the motor, which is probably further than it needs to be, but that's right there. And it was 8 inches. So I'm sure this slot is longer than it needs to be. And so I've got, at this point, I got, let's see, that's the center. That's 9 1/4. No, it can't be. And that's it. Okay, so that's 9 1/4 gets me the. Okay, that gets me the center of the pulley. And the other slot was 1 1/4 wide. Since that belt is, yeah, like 5/8, so 1 1/4 is plenty. So 5/8 on either side. I doubt that I laid out the last hole that carefully. So that should be my cutout. Let's do it. Yeah, when I flip it over, we'll mount everything. But so then let's get to plating the plating it. Okay, so at the far end, I've got this extra piece here. It's just sitting here at the moment. But when I put the, I'll put the legs on, it'll screw to that. And I put another piece here to support the compressor a little bit. It'll screw to that, and I'll have my place to put in my port. So on the side for now. The other thing is, obviously, that's up higher than the boards that I've got. So, if I just plate this over, I'm covering half my hole. I need to come up 1 1/4 inches. So what I'm going to do is essentially, add some strips on along here and along here that go all the way to the end, and one across here. And then when I can plate that, and I can put the piece on the top here, and that will open this up enough that I can get get that full area open. I ripped some pieces at 1 1/4 inches. I think I'll glue those and a couple small nails. They're going to be too small for drywall screws. One runs straight across, one runs there. I can plate the top of that, put one across here. Plate this off, all that, same thing on that end, and we should be in pretty good shape. There's the ductwork. Inlet here, no, have one on the other side, no, make a plug so you only suck on one side at a time. So that finishes this. Next, figure out how long the legs need to be to get the compressor underneath in that thing and make some legs. Okay, so plan A is to screw each leg into place with just a couple screws to the bottom, and then we can set the top in and make any final adjustments. You know, they sit on top of this ledge that the wheels are bolted into, so you know the weight from the top will go directly down there. We're not relying just on fasteners, so just a couple screws in each should hold it. I need to lock my casters. It rolls too easy. Okay. It's there. It's a little tall, but what are you going to do? Let's see if this thing will fit. Yeah, okay, good. So, yeah, can't make it any shorter if I want to get that under there, so that's just the way it is, because I just got to get that thing out of my way. Okay.